Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of The Current War Director's Cut. The Current War tells the true story of Thomas Edison and George Westinghouse as they race to get the bid for the World Fair in Chicago. Throw Tesla into the mix, and we have ourselves an electric. I'm going to be honest, I didn't know much about the current war. I knew it had a stacked cast, and about the only other thing I knew was that it had been pretty much delayed and sitting there for 2 years. It debuted in 2017 originally, yet here we are in 2019 finally getting it, and we're getting the director's cut, which features reshoots and new footage, edited material, the whole bit. And usually that spells disaster for a film. And when it comes to the current war, I don't think it was disaster for the film per se, but it only helped marginally, and that box office, I predict, will be quite the disaster. But we're not here to talk about box office, so let's get into the positives of the film. So really, my biggest positive is the original score. I was riveted by the music used in this film, just across the board, whether original or not. The music was so good, and it was used to such amazing effect, honestly. I thought the score here gave much needed energy to the film overall. And honestly, I've got to give credit to the director, Alfonso Gomez Rejon, because he added enough flair to kind of push the story along, to give us some spark. And while there are a share of like odd choices that I wasn't a big fan of, in particular as we got near the end of the film, some really cool stuff was presented. The visual storytelling kind of kicked up a gear, and I enjoyed that aspect. And overall, I do think the film was very pretty to look at. It was a beautiful looking film, and I think a lot of that does have to come to the director getting his vision. Plus, this film was under 2 hours long, which for a period piece historic drama is quite the feat this day and age. And our cast. We have an all-star, really stacked cast here. And I don't think any of them give amazing performances, if I'm being honest, but they all give good, solid, serviceable performances. Michael Shannon in a very understated role, quite different than most all what we're expecting to see from Shannon in a film. He was solid. Benedict Cumberbatch giving a lesser version of performances we've seen from him before. Tom Holland, charming and adorable as always. He's fine. Nicholas Hoult gives it some flair and some oddity. So our entire cast really delivers serviceable performances that do what they can to elevate the material given. That about ends it when it comes to our positives here, and that takes us right into the negatives. So my biggest negative is this script. The script was really just void of life, of energy. So we needed the director to do more to really overcompensate in some circumstances. We needed this lively score that unfortunately only has moments here and there to shine through. Because the story is actually quite repetitive. We kind of just keep going over it and over it and over it. We keep hearing about, these waves and the electric waves and blah, blah, blah. We keep hearing the same terminology over and over. It's like a circle. The film is very circular in what we hear from Westinghouse, from Edison, from Westinghouse, from Edison. They just keep repeating the same thing over and over without new information or new revelations really added into it. Now, there are some fun little tidbits that maybe you might not know, but I think we're all pretty familiar with the base story here at least. And really, that's just my biggest negative. And that's why it's hard for me to really give positives and negatives for this film in general, because it just was what we've seen before. It was a very standard, very safe historical drama. Looking at Benedict Cumberbatch in this film, both his performance and the film at large felt like a worse version of something like The Imitation Game. This feels like a watered down, safe, just bland, flat version of that exact same type of historical drama. the same kind of historical dramas year in and year out around this time of year. And that is the biggest negative is been there, done that, seen it done a whole lot better. So ultimately, I think the film is fine for what it's trying to do. I think it delivers the story in a way that is somewhat digestible once you get past the circle talking of electric waves over and over again. But it presents the story, doesn't present Thomas Edison in that great of light, that's for sure, but it gives you what you come to see. Just don't expect best movie of the year. Don't expect a great historical drama. And I think you'll leave plenty satisfied. So, if historical dramas are your jam, if learning about history through film is something that you're into, I would say this probably is a matinee. I think it's fine, it's there. However, if you know the story, if you know about the current war leading up to the World Fair in Chicago, I don't think this is going to add much to the story. I'd say think along the lines of Tolkien, which starred another actor from this film, Nicholas Hoult. It's there, it's serviceable, it gets the job done at a relatively fine level. Maybe give it a rental. So that's it. That is my review of The Current War Director's Cut. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see The Current War? And what is your favorite historical drama? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!